right now we're going to talk about our Goodwill, and we've got Sheryl Watson, who is a community coordinator for, is it VITA? VITA. Sheryl, good morning. It's nice to have you here this morning.
Good morning.
And this is a tax program, right? It's you help people do their taxes.
Correct.
And we're going to get into that in depth. And Jerry Mainstone is also with us this morning. Jerry, good morning. Nice to see you again.
Good morning, Tim. Nice to see you as well.
We met over at the opening of that great Marshall facility, and I was thinking it was almost a year ago. It was, wasn't it?
Yes.
Little less than a year ago. Did some shopping over there around Christmas, too, and it looked really good. There's a lot of good stuff in there. And what I like is it's such a bright, modern facility. It's a very nice store.
Yes, it is. It's obviously it's our newest store, and we're considering on building some newer other stores. But Ellen and her staff over in Marshall's done a fabulous job for us.
How many stores do we have right here in the greater Battle Creek area?
We have a store on Helmer Road and a store on B Drive, and then a manufacturing facility out in Fort Custer Industrial Park, and of course we'll talk about the Financial Opportunity Center that's in downtown Battle Creek.
Now, the store on Helmer Road, is that part of the same Goodwill or a different one?
No, that's part of our
okay.
Goodwill.
Oh, okay. So now the scope of Goodwill nationwide, what does that look like?
Well, there's 162 Goodwills across the United States and Canada, and each one of those Goodwills are autonomous and have their own boards. Their territory set up by Goodwill International, and they can determine the locations of their stores, mission services, or workforce development services that they provide to their communities.
So the structure of it, is there... So there's not like one big boss that tells everybody what to do, or is there guidelines? I mean, how does that work when you say autonomous?
Well, there's general guidelines. All Goodwills have to be accredited. We're CARF accredited, which is Commission on Accreditation for Rehabilitation Facilities, and that's just an accreditation process that lets the public know you do what you're supposed to do, or you do what you say you do. And so there's that. There's marketing stuff that we have to do and other small things, but autonomous means each Goodwill can, like I said, determine their stores, how their retail stores look, as far as how they sell the products, rotation. There's different type of product rotations that Goodwill recommends. And again, like mission services, there's some Goodwills that work strictly with housing for veterans, like Traverse City. We do quite a bit with the low income and the working poor population, along with individuals with disabilities. So it's just a wide gamut of services.
Now, you mentioned the retail stores here in the greater Battle Creek area, but what's the geographic territory of our Goodwill, the Central Michigan Heartland?
Our territory, pretty much, to give everybody a visual, goes from Coldwater up to Alma College along I-69, and then from Battle Creek to Chelsea along I-94. So we cover 8 counties in the western half of Washtenaw County and the northern half of Hillsdale.
That's huge.
It is a very big territory.
How many Goodwill stores are in that territory, ballpark figure?
We have, I think, 13 stores and 10 or 12 donation facilities, just donation sites.
I think anybody who has shopped at any Goodwill store kind of knows what your mission is, because your store clerks always say thank you for changing lives through the power of work. But talk a little bit more about that mission and how you accomplish that.
Well, we accomplish it through donations, and we want to say thank you to everybody that donates to Goodwill, because those donations is what makes our job training programs possible. And our job training programs, retail being our biggest training program, and we do a lot of customer service, management training, sorting, inventory control, processing in our retail stores. And then through outside of our retail stores, we have the Financial Opportunity Center here in Battle Creek, and we also have Wheels to Work, Both are downtown, and we have our manufacturing facility on Fort Custer Industrial Park, and that is IATF 16949 certified. And we have an affiliate, sister company, Navigations, which operates contracts through the federal and state programs. And they have the Federal Center and the Fort Custer Industrial, or the Fort Custer Educational Center, where we do janitorial work and groundskeeping.
Maybe we can expound a little bit on a couple of these. Wheels to Work. How does that work?
Well, the premise for Wheels to Work is we take vehicle donations and repair vehicles with a repair facility here in town, and then try to turn around those vehicles to low-income families so that they have reliable transportation to get back and forth to work, get their children to medical appointments, and it's easier for them to attend school functions if the child's old enough to attend school.
So a vehicle doesn't have to be in running condition. You guys could take care of that. How does that work?
The vehicles need minimal repair. We don't do major repair. Some vehicles that are donated, we may scrap because it's just way beyond repair to get the car on the road. And then we also go to the auction and purchase some vehicles if we can find them for a good price.
And if someone donates a vehicle, is there a tax advantage for them?
There is, although it's not as, as lucrative as it was before. Tax laws keep changing.
Sure.
And, contacting Mike Walters down at our office would be a great way to learn more about the tax process.
You touched a little bit about Goodwill Connects. You partner with the local schools. How does that work?
Well, yeah, we partner with Battle Creek Central, Lakeview, Harper Creek, Penfield, and Calhoun Community High Schools, and those counselors or teachers will refer students to us, and then we work with 45 to 50 employers over the summer and get typically 150 kids employment over the summer. We teach them various job skill trainings. They get financial literacy, soft skill training. We also hire some school teachers from the schools to work with us for the summer, and they're career mentors, and they're kind of the go-between Goodwill staff and the employers and the students, and we'll do performance evaluations, help the students get any assistance they may need, whether it's uniforms or steel-toed shoes, depending on their employment or transportation help.
And Good Systems, a program works with single parents.
Yes, this is a two-generational program. It's a partnership with the Kellogg Foundation and area early childhood education providers, the CISD, BC Pulse, and we basically single parents and their children. The parents will get a industry recognized credential, and they're also getting parenting assistance and skills where it helps to bring the kid along and support the whole family instead of just the parent.
Wow. So if you thought Goodwill was just a place where you could get a nice pair of used jeans, think again. You guys are, I want to say, have a broad reach in our community.
Yes, we do. And at the Financial Opportunity Center, we do, if you're struggling working paycheck to paycheck or struggling to pay bills, we'll work with you and coach you along and help you manage your finances.
That's really great. And when we saw the new facility over in Marshall, there's just a really nice meeting and conference and classroom in the back of that facility. I take it that you use that quite a bit with all of these programs.
Yeah, we do. Pretty much with the financial literacy and the upcoming VITA program, which is volunteer income tax assistance that Sheryl will be talking about a little bit later. We use it quite a bit.
Talking about Goodwill, and Jerry Mainstone from Goodwill has just kind of outlined the many things that Goodwill does, one of which is the VITA Tax Assistance Program. And Sheryl Watson is with us to tell us more about that. Good morning, Sheryl.
Good morning.
Are you a CPA or something? Or
No.
Okay, but how long have you been involved with this?
I've worked with the VITA program for over 10 years.
Okay, I didn't know it was around that long. Wow.
The VITA program's actually been around since 1976. So,
Oh, wow. You know, I learn something every day. You know, like I said, we just think of Goodwill as a place where you can get that pair of jeans, and now you've had this program for more than a quarter century, almost a half a century, to help people with their taxes. And there's so many people out there that they just don't know what to do. They can't really do it on their own. They can't afford to have somebody do it for them. But they desperately need that refund if they have it coming, and they need to stay out of hot water. So, you know, tell us more about the program, the Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program. It's free for people who qualify.
right. And for our qualifications, well, for the VITA program, we are volunteer-based. I just want to make sure and let everybody know they are IRS certified, trained in tax preparation, and they've cleared background checks. So you are getting a good person that's going to do your taxes. And we do offer this service for free for people who qualify, which is around $55,000 and under for income level.
$55,000 for the whole family.
For the whole
income,
family.
Right? Okay.
For the household.
Got it. And there are some exceptions to that, like you'll go the extra mile to help veterans or who need some help.
Exactly. We consider, like, veterans and some of the rural populations are considered underserved populations, and for those we don't have an income cap.
Mm-hmm. So what do we need if you know, we're thinking, you know what, I got to go see these people. I got to, you know, take advantage of this program and get these taxes figured out, and there's no way I can afford it. I think I'm going to qualify. What do we need to bring down to Goodwill? Where do we need to go?
Well, for appointments for the Battle Creek area, you dial 211, and they can schedule you an appointment with one of our locations in Battle Creek. We do partner with Chemical Bank. We're out at the VA administration. Hilux, those are mostly for employees. And we have a couple other locations like Community Unlimited, the Burnside Senior Center, and we work with the Nottawa Huron Band of the Potawatomi in Athens. Some of those locations will do their own appointments, but for the rest of us in Battle Creek, you just dial 211 and they will get you a location near you.
Obviously, a few things that you have to have. You're going to have a Social Security number.
You have to have your Social Security card. We have to actually see the card.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to have a picture ID so that we can prove your identity.
I see. And if you don't, and a lot of people don't have the faintest idea where that Social Security card is, but they can apply and get a new one, right?
Right. You can either go online or you can go down to your Social Security Administration and you'll have a new card usually within about 10 days. So if you need to have a card, you can get one pretty quick.
Yeah. Probably best not to wait until April 14th for this, right?
Right. You want to do it as soon as possible.
Well, and you're also talking about volunteers, right? That are helping you with this program, and so they're going to get really busy after a while.
Exactly. We fill up pretty quick with our appointments, and I have a great team of volunteers that put in many hours a week. So
you're saying now's the time to pick up the phone and call or do something, and let's get it going.
Right. Today starts the day that they're taking the appointments and starting to fill. So.
Oh, perfect timing.
Perfect timing, yeah.
I've been saying this all morning long. It feels like a day to say, you know what, it's January 14th. It's a cold winter day. You know what, I'm going to do something for myself to make my life more manageable and more fun. And I don't know about getting your taxes done being fun, but you know what, certainly more manageable. And what a relief that is when all of a sudden you've done something proactively to get a handle on that.
Right.
And so there's a number of people who can just call, right?
Oh, exactly. You can just call 211 and get your appointment. And
just call 211?
211.
And then tell them exactly what?
That you're calling for an income tax appointment, and they'll go through a series of questions with you to see what location would be best for you.
Mm-hmm.
And The nice thing about that as well is we have a postcard that they will send out after you've scheduled your appointment. And on one side, it'll have your appointment date and time to remind you.
Mm-hmm.
And on the other side, it has what to bring to your appointment. So it covers those documents like your W-2s, your driver's license, your social security card. It'll cover all those documents you want to remember to bring with you to your appointment.
Not everybody can be helped by the program. I mean, there might be some extenuating circumstances, complicated stuff that you might have to refer somewhere else.
Right. We are limited by the IRS on what kind of tax returns we can do.
Mm-hmm.
So there are some times where your return might be out of scope, is what we call it. And usually 211 knows some of those, but unfortunately, you know, depending on how you answer the questions, you might make it into your appointment and find out we can't help you and we may have to refer you elsewhere.
Okay, VITA, Voluntary Income Tax Assistance, through our Goodwill. 211 will get you that appointment, and they'll tell you everything that you need. Is there like a website we can go to too to learn more about not only this but all the other stuff that Goodwill's doing in our area?
Yeah, our website's www.goodwillcmh.org.
CMH stands for Central Michigan Heartland.
Yes.
All right, so goodwillcmh.org.
That's correct.
Yeah. All right, well, Jerry and Sheryl, thanks again for being with us today. Thanks for all the great things that you're doing in our community, and let's hope a lot of people don't procrastinate and call right away and get that tax assistance going.
Yep, Tim, thank you so much for having us.
Thank you.